you don't, you won't be mic'd like over here. But anyway, here we go. We're talking about how to tell a story. So a few nights ago actually, I was doing a consultation and I asked them, so what's the story? What's the story? And they said, well, we're guys who grew up together from down here, and we think that, there's more to life than this. And I said, okay, that's a list of facts, but what's the story? And they said, well, we grew up together, we hung out together, and we want to build something together. I said, okay, but what's the story? And oftentimes you'll hear in speeches, in presentations, and in life, people won't actually tell a story. They'll list a whole lot of facts relating to what it is that they're trying to get across. And then we get very lazy when it comes to the story part. So, if I wanted to talk about, for example, if you said to me, well, give us one reason why we should trust you, or you say that you say that you do what's right, something like that. Which one would you prefer? Someone to say, I'll always do what's right. I'll do the hard thing. I'll do what's right no matter how hard it is. Or, here's the example, someone who tells you this story. When I was in high school, in my last year, there was a particular kid who was very, very annoying. Everybody disliked him. And we were driving down in the bus, heading to one of the band competitions, and I remember turning around and seeing that the older boys at the back of the bus were pouring water onto him. And even though everything in me said, serves him right, he deserves it, leave it, don't do anything, I jumped in and I said, oi, leave him alone. And I called him to come sit next to me. Which one of those scenarios is more powerful? The one where they tell you, I'll do what's right, no matter what, no matter how I feel, or that story. And that's why it's important to be able to tell a story effectively, to tell your story effectively, on Facebook Live. Because if you don't know how to tell your story effectively, you're not able to evoke the emotions that's necessary to call people to you or to move them into action and to transform them, and to get them to do what it is that you want them to do. And this is crucial in sales. You have no idea how many people have been in the industry for so long, and yet they still don't know how to tell a story. Now, why do I know that this works? Well, for those who don't know, I, up until February or up until March, was a full-time singer, traveling the world, catching flights, not feelings, all of that stuff. Flying 7 times a week, performing 4 to 6 times every week. And one of the things that separated our performances from everyone else was we would tell stories. We would tell a story before each song. And I noticed very early on that it made a huge difference. And so I kept doing it. And it's worked. And it must have worked because we had more people that booked us, and we've done pretty well. So if we go back now, why is this an important thing for you to learn? Because if you do not know your story, if you do not learn to tell your story, you automatically set yourself at a disadvantage because you're not using a huge amount of the potential that you have to be able to improve this world, to be able to push what it is that you want, your message, your mission. And that would be a huge shame. So learn to tell your story effectively. Learn to be able to communicate that in a powerful way. And it doesn't have to be all special effects and all those things. No, it just has to be well measured and genuine. And there are a lot of other stuff to it, but it doesn't have to, it doesn't need PowerPoint, doesn't need special effects, doesn't need graphics. It just needs you to be fully present and to be doing the right things physically in your tone and, of course, your words. But the words only make up for a small part of it. So when telling a story, these are all the things you're going to need to learn. And if that's something that, that you think, oh, yeah, okay, I could look into that, then send us a message here at CMB Solutions, and we'll be more than happy to help you with that. And if there's anything else you think you need help with, then send that through as well. We'll be more than happy to do that. Okay.